point was always child marriage and sex slavery. Like those two arguments I had down on lock. But apostate killings and forced job, I didn't have like the greatest arguments for, and I still don't have the greatest argument for apostate killings. Like I function, it works. It just it's not as like bulletproof as I'd like it to be. But I do want to add on like sexism. I think that'd be like another great main point because like most of these main talking points like address like a wide variety of things, especially with sexism. Sexism addresses like genuinely hundreds of things. Um, Fucking what else? What else could I add? I don't know what else could I add? Um, you need to learn more. I know more. I just need to like, solidify my arguments and get my sources up more direct. That's like with Force to Job, like you're being cast on YouTube? Oh shit. Hell yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean? You'll get some super hats, they're going to charity. Hell yeah. What does that mean? Anyways, once again, if you're Muslim. Oh shit, I am getting cast onto YouTube. Hold on, what? Once again, if you're Muslim. Oh shit, I am getting cast onto YouTube. That's so fun. That's cool. Guys, I have people in another server casting me up to live. That's cool. Andrea, you're not getting up here, I swear to God. Benny boy, I think that's the dude who's streaming me. Greetings, Benny. Greetings. Anyways, once again, if you're Muslim, get in the box. We can talk about any of the main talking points. I Oh, contradictions. Yeah, well, I mean, this panel is for like immorality. But fucking there are contradictions. I needed that one though. I need to like get my argument solidified more on. I have a few like in the head, but they're not the greatest. I think some of them are reconcilable only if you've already presupposed the religion. Like that's like the thing with most like contradictions in any religion is there's always going to be some way to reconcile it, and only if you presuppose the religion. Look up Aaron Ra. I love Aaron Ra. Or Aaron Ra, I mean. Queen, why do you low-key ignore me? I don't know. I haven't really seen your comments, though, bro. Is anyone disagreeing with this? I don't know. I would like to. I mean, like, I'd like to get into a debate, but nobody's getting up here. Nobody's getting up here. I emailed him. He's so cool. Hell yeah. I love Aaron Ra. How about we stop spreading hate? No. I love hating on child marriage, on sex slavery, on killing people who don't believe in the religion. Like, if you think we shouldn't hate child marriage, I feel like there's something wrong with you. Greetings, how old are you?
Since there's no one, I'm 21. Since there's no one disagreeing, I'm gonna do it just for it. I'm gonna do it just for it. So, why do you think Islam is immoral?
Are you seriously doing devil's advocate? Are you a Muslim? Are you an actual Muslim?
No.
No. Then sit in the comments like a good boy. We're not doing devil's advocate bullshit. And I get that he's doing it just because there's no content. I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying like, no, we're not doing that. We will not be doing that. I got a fever, pray to Allah that I'll get better. Yeah. I don't know any Islamic prayers. Um Lips emojis. Come on up. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year
Like
were you
I
born?
2000, 2006.
You had to sit there and think of people know what year they were born. They don't have to sit there and think about it. They don't have to go, 2007. Come on, buddy. Come on. Things, how old are you?
I'm 19,
What year were you born?
2006.
Sure, and are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So what do you want to talk about?
Like, why do you think it's immoral?
Do you disagree with child marriage, sex slavery, killing people who leave the religion, and taking away women's individualism?
I mean, first of all, it's been it's been proven that Aisha was not a child, if that's what point you're
I
trying to
don't
make.
give a fuck about Aisha.
So then what do you mean child marriage?
Do you want the argument, or are you just gonna get confused?
No, I want your argument.
Okay, so under Surah 65.4, the second category, females that it presents having the idda, is those who have not yet menstruated, which scholars have collectively agreed is in reference to prepubescent children, because they are so young that they have yet to menstruate, meaning that they are a child. They have the idda. Do you know what the three categories, or not categories, three criteria you have to meet in order to have the idda?
No.
You have to be married, you have to have the marriage consummated, and then you have to be divorced. So if you have an idda, that means that you were married, the marriage was consummated through sexual intercourse, and then you were divorced. So Surah 65.4 is telling you that prepubescent little girls can have the idda. That means that that the Quran is telling you that prepubescent girls can go through marriage, consummation of the marriage through sexual intercourse, and then finally divorce.
Okay, and then your point on sex slavery?
Yeah, Surah 424 says prohibited are married women except what your right hand possesses. Do you know what your right hand possesses means? What's that's consistently in reference to?
No.
It's literally like it's a very literal idiom. What your right hand possesses. It just in reference to people you own as property, meaning your slaves. But in Islam, you really only get slaves through prisoners of war. So more directly in reference to prisoners of war, especially in this verse. But anyways, prohibited are married women except what you own as property, your slaves. If you look at the hadith around that, it tells you that they were at a battle of Al-Twas. They went in, they attacked the people. They killed the boys. They took the wives, and then the wives still had husbands. So the companions of Muhammad were like, "Hey, we want to fuck these women that we just kidnapped, but they still have husbands. So we're a little confused. Is that zina or is it not?" And then the verse came down: "Prohibited are married women, except what your right hand possesses," meaning that you can fuck a slave even if she has a husband.
And then apostate killings?
Yeah, sure. Sunan Ibn Majah 2535 says, whoever changes his religion, execute him. All scholars have collectively agreed that that's just in reference to, people who leave the religion of Islam. Some extend to, like, you have to join it, understand it, practice it, and then leave it. And that's, like, enough justification to murder you. You have a 3-day waiting period in order to come back to Islam. But if you don't by the 4th day, they will kill you.
And then forced hijab?
Surah 33:36 says that when Allah and His Messenger have decided upon a matter, it is not for a believing man or woman to have a choice in the matter, a legal choice in reference. So like literally saying you are not allowed to disobey Him. Both Allah and His Apostle have decided upon hijab in Surah 33:59 and in Tirmidhi 2772. So both Muhammad and Allah have decided upon hijab, as Surah 33:36 says. If Allah and His Messenger have decided upon a matter, it's not for a believing man or woman to have a choice in the matter. So you don't have a choice in wearing the hijab. There's a secondary point that there's a certain hadith where Muhammad says himself that if you deny him, you are denying heaven. So if you disobey Muhammad and his command to wear hijab, then you are refusing to go to heaven and you will go to hell.
So I understand your points about, I guess, about child marriage and sex slavery and apostate killings, but for forced hijab, in that case, and I'm just trying to understand you, wouldn't that be like forced for anything in Islam? Because you just said God and Muhammad commanded us to wear hijab, like, so it must be forced.
Technically yes, and technically no, because like the verse that I brought up is like when Allah and His Messenger have decided upon something, that means like whatever they have decided upon, like agreed upon together, it is obligatory. But I mean also like you're a Muslim, you're one who submits their will to God. You can't submit your will to God and then disobey God. Like so kind of yeah, kind of no, kind of yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm genuinely just trying to understand you. But everything that God has decided, because you said this is something specifically that Muhammad and God had agreed upon, everything that God has put, whether it was through past revelations or in the Quran, Muhammad has agreed with it. So, like, it's not like wearing the hijab is something special. And
well, yeah, it
can't
doesn't
you just use the argument that
like change the fact that you still have to do it
along with everything else, like prayer, donating, fasting, is that not?
Yeah, the 5 pillars of Islam, those are obligations. Yes, those are mandatory.
So why is in Islam wearing hijab is not held to the same standards as the 5 pillars?
I mean, it is. I mean, do you like see the women in Iran, Afghanistan, Saudi, like
that's cultural, that's oppression.
Yeah, and it's supported by Islam. You have to do it. It is
Not
just
100%. Not
you
100%.
no.
Those countries
Sir
are
3036
trusted.
says that you don't have a legal choice. You don't have a legal choice to not wear the hijab. Or like, to not to disobey what they've decided upon. They've decided upon hijab. So by proxy, you don't have a legal choice to not wear the hijab. That is what
By
Allah
proxy,
himself
you
said.
could say that about any other commandment.
Yeah, obey Allah. That's you're a slave of Allah. That's the whole purpose of Islam.
But you could say that about any other commandment.
Yes,
I'm just
my
confused
point.
why specifically.
Yes,
I
you
get
have
that
to
you're
obey
using the
Allah. What's
verse
your point?
as an example, but there are countless other verses about God asking us to not drink wine, asking us to not gamble, asking us
Well, I
to.
don't. How does this have literally any relevance to what I've said? Yes, you have to obey God. Who could have guessed? In Islam, you have to obey God.
So my
What
question
a what
is,
a
why are
what a
you
fucking
singling out hijab?
because it takes away women's individualism. It's oppression. Like, I mean, there are women who choose to wear it, sure, but in Islam, it's not a choice. You have to wear it or you're going to burn in hell. Also, it takes away your individualism. You are not allowed to just like simply show your beauty. You're not allowed to simply have your hair out. Your entire body is considered immodest for the sole fact that you're a woman.
So you're saying like there's an, and I'm just trying to understand you. There's an actual verse that says if you do everything in Islam right, but you don't wear the hijab, you're going to hell.
Where did I say that?
Earlier you said that wearing hijab single-handedly is gonna make you burn in hell.
No, it's disobeying Muhammad. Well, if you refuse Muhammad, you're refusing heaven, and if you refuse Muhammad's command to wear the hijab, then you're refusing heaven.
So would refusing Muhammad's command to do anything else not deny you heaven?
Yes, disobeying Allah, like disobeying God. If you don't follow him and his obligations, yes.
Even
Like
with repentance?
surprisingly,
That's
once
not
again,
true.
for like the fifth fucking time, once again, yes, in Islam, you have to obey God. Who could have
Well,
fucking
of
guessed?
fucking course, but
Yeah,
that's
my point. So why do you keep on bringing up? Well, what about this? Do you have to obey this? Do you have to obey this? Yeah,
well,
yes.
I'm using your point and I'm trying to tell you single-handedly not wearing hijab is not what takes you to hell.
You're refusing Muhammad. You're refusing the obligations. You are literally refusing Muhammad and Allah. Can you go to heaven? Can you be a Muslim, one who submits their will to God, and not submit your will to God?
You're not refusing what they're saying. It's not like you're saying what Muhammad and God are saying is not true, but you're simply just not obeying it. You
Yeah,
can
that's
believe
refusing.
and you can
That's
submit, but you can't.
disobeying. That is disobeying. That's literally what the hadith says. They literally asked Muhammad, well, who would disobey you? And he said, whoever disobeys me is refusing heaven and thereby proxy accepting hell.
You have a hadith that says that?
Yes.
Can I see it? Or
Sure.
can you?
Bukhari 7280. Allah's messenger said, all my followers will enter paradise except those who refuse. They said, oh Allah, who will refuse? He said, whoever obeys me will enter paradise, and whoever disobeys me is the one who refuses to enter it.
Okay,
So
so
if you disobey
I'm
Muhammad, you are refusing to enter heaven.
okay. I'm just curious. Do you know how like the system to get into heaven works? Like the scale system?
The
You under-
scale system?
Yeah, you understand that, right? The scale.
To an extent, sure.
So, what I'm trying to say is any type of sin is, I guess, in your words, not submitting. But what I'm trying to tell you is in Islam, wearing hijab cannot single-handedly not bring you to heaven. It like you could do everything right
This
in
has been my
Islam.
second point the entire time, but also like I don't this doesn't address like the first thing that I said that you don't have a legal choice in the matter. You literally don't have a choice. That is what the Quran says that you
You're
don't
bringing up
have
legal,
a
but
choice.
I physically, what if I walked out the hijab, walked out the house without
Yes,
the hijab on?
physically.
God is
Yeah,
not going to
you
go and
don't. Oh my
strike me
God, are you?
down.
Yes, you're physically able to disobey him, and nobody ever debated that. Nobody ever said you are physically incapable of not putting something on your head. Nobody said that. Not a single soul said that.
So what is your argument?
If you don't have a choice, you have to do it. That is force.
But if I don't do it, that doesn't automatically mean I'm not going to heaven.
You are literally disobeying the obligation. You are refusing Muhammad and Allah. You are telling him, that's literally what the argument people do whenever you try to change yourself, is that you're disobeying Allah. You are refusing Allah. You are making yourself your own God when you tell Allah, no, you're wrong. I'm not going to do that.
No, sinning, there's nowhere that in a hadith or in Quran that God has said you believing in me means that you don't believe in me or you don't have faith in me.
When did I say any of that? Are you well? Are you tracking?
God has said that we're all sinners. Just because you're sinning does not sinning.
Are you tracking the conversation? What did I say?
Well, what did you say? Repeat yourself.
So you weren't tracking the conversation. You weren't listening.
Well, I'm not tracking your words word by word.
You don't have to say word for word what I said. What did I say previously?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you weren't listening. I grant that. I'm gonna move on to an honest debater. Jesus. Fucking hell.
Everybody quiet.
Sled! Hey!
Oh my fucking god. Andrea. Greetings, how old are
So
you?
we're talking about slam metal, right?
No, Islam. The religion.
Oh, so we're not talking about slam metal.
No.
Huh.
I think it's like slightly cut off and people are thinking I'm talking about slam metal.
Hello.
How old are you?
Yo, I sound young, but I'm not. I'm 19.
Sure. And are you Muslim?
Yes, I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, I just don't get your point. Like, okay, hijab is obligatory. What's the issue with that?
It's taking away women's individualism. It's saying that a woman's mere body is immodest. It's saying that there's also another
Well,
hadith.
men also have hijab though, so
No, they
they
don't.
can't go around digging around their little thing.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They have the Audi, which is from their navel to their kneecaps. The women's
Yeah,
Audi
so they
is
can't go
except-
around digging everything.
No, do you not? Did you listen to what I said? A man's Audi is from his navel to his kneecap, from his belly button to his kneecap.
Yeah,
A woman's
I know.
is every single thing except one eye.
No, it's not one eye. It's both of the eyes. But even
No,
then, yeah.
it's
What's
one eye. Ibn Abbas says that it's one
even
eye.
then, even then, like, what's the issue?
You don't see the issue with the blatant sexist double standard. You don't see the issue with taking away
But the
women's.
thing is, it's not a double standard because we're not the
It
same.
literally is.
It's not.
So a man has to only wear shorts that slightly cover his stomach, and a woman has to cover up every single thing except one eye.
Yeah, he also has to cover his
Double
kneecaps. That's the scholars consider that, even though it's not considered aura, it's to
Yeah,
conceal the
I
aura.
really said that. Shorts. You do know that shorts typically cover the kneecaps, right?
Yeah, no, actually, no.
Covering up
Most of them don't. Most of them don't. They're
Okay,
like
so
above like the kneecaps.
I want you to explain to me, how is it not a double sexist standard when men have to cover up their kneecaps to their belly button and women have to cover up every single thing except one singular eye, as Ibn Abbas said? How is that not a double sexist standard?
Double sexist because you're assuming that men and women are the same.
How are they really any all that different?
We're
both
different.
humans.
Yeah, we're humans, but we're still different.
Cool.
We're
How does it make it
different
so much
in a lot of
different that
ways.
men get to wear like fucking almost nothing and women have to cover up everything except one eye?
Well, like, okay, so if men, like, let's say they have biceps, right? And it's like, oh, like women are attracted to that, right? They still have to cover that because there's fear of fitna for that, right? So it is what it is. So if a man goes around flexing his biceps at like every woman or whatever, that's still considered like even though it's not like the right wording since it's in Arabic, it's still considered like tabarruj, I guess. So you can't go around doing that.
Sure, and once again, how is it not a double sexist standard to only wear shorts versus cover everything except one eye?
But
You're not
like,
answering the question.
yeah, but no, but that's on that's you have to provide proof for that. Like, how's it a double standard?
Okay, so men don't have to do
Oh wait,
something, and women do have to do something just because she's a woman and just because he's a man. That is like the most blatant textbook sexist double standard.
okay, so men don't have to give birth, and like women like do if they want to have a child, and like that's
That'd
like
be
a double
male and
standard.
female. That'd be male and female, but even then, that is a literal
Yeah, yeah,
biological.
yeah, yeah. I'm
That is a
telling you because you're
biological
assuming that
difference,
we're the
not a
same. So
not a
you
social
cannot say,
difference.
oh,
That is that is a
why don't
biological
men give
difference.
birth? Like what?
No, that is a biological difference, not a social difference.
Even then, like okay, and like who decides
Yeah,
socials?
you literally yeah, a law decided that women have to cover up everything except one eye and men don't. For the
Well,
sole
not
fact that she
wait,
lives,
wait,
sole
wait.
fact that he's a
One
man.
eye. Like I like how you keep saying one eye as if like most
Yes.
women don't have two eyes. It's both of the
Yeah, you have to
eyes.
cover up one eye. That's what Ibn Abbas said.
Who's Ibn Abbas? I don't know who that is. But
You don't know who Ibn
even then,
Abbas
most
is.
listen,
You
most
don't know who
scholars
Ibn
agree that
Abbas is.
listen. Also,
You
most
don't
scholars.
no. You don't know who Ibn Abbas is?
No, I don't. But listen,
It's
most
Muhammad's
scholars.
cousin.
What?
Muhammad's cousin.
I don't
Muhammad's
know who that
cousin, the
is. I'm
same
not
man
really listen. I'm
who
not well
wrongly.
versed on the deen, obviously, right? But all you need to know is that when it comes to like these type of rulings, obviously most scholars agree that in the times of fitna, like right now, that niqab is a requirement, right? It's wajib.
Yeah,
But
it's a
some
requirement. You
scholars,
have to do
listen,
it. So
they
so
all
do
agree
we
on that,
disagree?
right? In
What do we
terms of fitna.
disagree on?
But
What do we
like
disagree on? What do we disagree on? If you agree that niqab is obligatory, that it's required, then what do we disagree on?
no, it is required. Yeah, nobody. I did not say it's not required.
So then what do we disagree on? If why are we debating on
It's
something
that
we
you're
agree on?
saying that women are forced to do it.
Yes,
Like
if it's required, if you have to do it, then yes. If you don't have a
yeah,
legal choice,
but
you have
listen,
to
they
do
choose.
it.
Wait. They choose to follow that, right? They choose to follow the fact that
Some,
it's
not all,
required, right?
and you don't
You
have a
know,
choice
yes.
not
No,
to.
in fact,
You
I'm a
don't have a
Muslim
choice
myself.
not to.
I choose to listen to Allah and His commands. I
Cool, I
choose
don't
that
give a
for
fuck.
myself.
Do you have the
No
choice
one
to
else
say no?
forces me.
Do you have the choice to say no? Not the physical capability, but do you have the legal choice to say no?
Sharia, like if we
Do
were
you
living
have
in Sharia, right, and I did not wear hijab, then it's not like nobody can prosecute me for that. No.
you no, you don't have a legal choice to say no. You can't
You know what
say
legal is?
no.
Legal, okay, you're bringing government into this and like so, like all of
Yes,
that.
this is what Allah said. Allah
Okay,
Himself
but
said that you don't have a legal
if
choice.
wait, I just want to tell you, listen, if I was living in Sharia right now and I did not wear the hijab, like they can't prosecute me for that. It's sinful, obviously, but I
This
will
they
not be
can. You
getting
were disobeying
any
Allah. The punishment comes from disobeying Allah. Yes.
Yeah, no, it does. But then guess what? You could also repent.
Yeah, and then that doesn't change anything. That doesn't change
No,
the fact that it's
yeah,
still that
exactly.
doesn't
You can
change the fact that
repent.
it's still a
You're acting
sin.
like okay.
That
You're
doesn't
acting
change
like
the
when
fact that it's
somebody
still a
sins.
punishment.
Wait.
Like
You're acting like when somebody sins that it's done for them. All
I
Muslims,
never
not
said that. I never said
all
that.
Muslims are sinners. Okay, yeah, you know you did. Like when you were when the other girl was up here, you were like, oh, because she does not wear hijab, she's gonna be in hell. No, that's not how it
That's
works.
not what I
There's a
said
scale.
either.
Listen, there's a
That's not
scale.
what I said
Listen,
either.
there's
You're
a
missing out like half
wait.
of my argument. You're missing
No,
out half of my argument.
no, I'm not. Listen, there's a
Yes,
scale
you
for a
are.
reason.
Yes, you
If
are.
your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, you're going into
And if they
Jannah.
don't,
And
and if they
and
don't,
if, and if you
and
don't,
if
you're
they
gonna.
don't.
Okay, let me finish.
No,
If
no,
you're
you're
good,
going to make a
if your
claim
bad
one claim
deeds.
at a time. And if they don't, what happens to you if they don't outweigh your bad deeds?
Okay. Let's say your bad deeds outweigh your good deeds. Okay, your bad deeds, you're gonna go to you're going to be going. You're gonna pay for your crimes, right? Or
Yeah, you're
you're
gonna
gonna be
go to
punished
hell for pay for your crimes, and
temporarily.
then once you have paid for them, you'll go to heaven.
Temporarily. You're gonna be there
I know,
temporarily.
I
Then you're
was
gonna go to
literally
Jannah.
agreeing with you. Holy shit. I
Yeah,
said
right.
yes. You go to hell for a temporary amount of time. Once you have paid for your sins, then you will go to heaven. So literally, once again,
No. The
you
thing
just
is,
agreed with me. You just
yeah.
agreed
No.
with
I
me
don't.
again.
Wait. You don't pay for your sins. Okay, you get punished for some amount of time, and you go to Jannah with Allah's mercy. You don't pay for
Okay,
anything. You
hold on,
cannot.
hold on. So you go to hell for the sins that you have committed, but you don't pay for your sins. Are
Yeah,
you
it's
well?
not
Are
okay.
you
Your
okay?
sins. Okay, the thing is that when you say that, oh, you paid for your sins or whatever. No, the thing is, we all like even people who don't go to Jahannam, like don't like that go straight to hell. I mean, straight to heaven. They still are there by the mercy of Allah. Like
Yeah, cool. I don't. What does that have to say? That anything that I just said? What did I just say? What was my question?
You said no. You said that they pay for their bad sins, like as if
What was my question?
as if they would be able to ever repay any of
What
their
was my
sins.
question? I asked you a question. What was it?
Oh, brainwash, yo, like, oh my God, your
Are you
comments
debating
are
the
weird.
comments or are you debating me?
This is not a debate, bro.
This literally is a debate platform. This is a debate platform. I have an opinion.
But
You have an opinion.
anyways,
We bring up our sources to convince each other. That's the literal
okay,
definition
okay,
of debate.
but okay. What's wrong with child marriage?
Excuse me?
What's wrong with it? I'm saying, like, what's the issue with child marriage?
You don't have an issue with child marriage?
Yeah, Islam allows it. Why would I have an issue with it? I base my morals off of Islam. Come on, this is obvious.
All right, we got a fucking pedo defender over here.
Um,
Oh my god. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not. Yeah, that escalated quickly. What a crazy ass pivot just to say, guys, I don't see the problem with raping children. What's the problem with it? You can't prove child marriage is bad? Holy shit, you're insane. You're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying. Oh my god. Alright, give me a second. I need to let my dog in my room. It's gonna take me like 3 seconds. Hey girl. Cha-cha. Johnny? Or fucking not, I guess. What the hell? That's weird. She was scratching at my door and then I went opened it and I didn't she wasn't there. That's strange. Children can't consent to marriage. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why are we asking what's wrong with marrying children? That's such an insane question. That's such an insane question. Like greetings, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 47.
Sure, and are you Muslim?
I am half Muslim and half Christian. So I just
Okay.
want to ask, the debate is for women to wear hijabs and that stuff. We are in 2025. I don't know if you ever traveled to places like Dubai, Saudi, Morocco. Not everybody wears hijab. Not everybody.
Cool, that's
Everybody
cool. We're
has to
not
respect. Well,
that's
we
cool. We're
all
not
respect.
religion.
We all respect religions, right?
That's
Nobody
cool.
judges us. Only God can judge
I'm gonna
us.
move on. Okay, I'm gonna move on. And my dog is back at my door. Oh my god. You indecisive little shit. Come on. Come on. Hi, sweet girl. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not if you're half Christian, half Muslim, figure your shit out before you start coming to debate. Why did you kick them? Because they were fucking they what was it? Fucking they're just gonna yap about really about culture and I don't care for that. I don't care about well look, this country does this thing, therefore it's in Islam. Like I don't care about that. You can't prove his grape is bad according to your morals. It's wrong to force your autonomy over somebody. It's taking away their autonomy to have for you to say that you should have the autonomy to take away somebody else's and that they shouldn't have the autonomy. That's a logical contradiction. Therefore, immoral. Greetings. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Sure. And are you Muslim?
Yeah, but I'm not like really religious.
Hmm.
I just have like one question.
Sure.
So earlier you were talking about Ibn Abbas, right? Like Abdullah ibn Abbas?
Yeah, the
And
Muhammad's cousin.
yeah, like how you said that he said that we had to like leave one eye showing.
Yep.
Like where exactly has he narrated or like narrated a hadith and said that? Like I'm just
It's tafsir. There's multiple scholars who quote Ibn Abbas and his traditions in the tafsir of Surah 3359. Yeah, 59.
Yeah, I get that, but I thought a lot of people said that this hadith was what is
It's not
it?
a
Like
hadith.
it's not I mean not a hadith, but like this statement it's not like no major like fuqaha has like said that this is like they haven't ruled this, have
I
they?
mean, Yeah, well, I'm not sure about any major fiqh, but the collective tafsir, the scholars, Ibn Kathir, Al-Qurtubi, like all like the big major names when it comes to tafsir, they all quote Ibn Abbas when saying that he said that it's everything except one eye.
I mean, they do, but even Abu Shuayba literally said that this Sahih wasn't like it was wrong, like it was false.
And who is he? What authority does he have? Does he have authority over Al-Qurtubi, Ibn Abbas, not Ibn Abbas, Ibn Kathir, like all the other major tafsir scholars? Who is this dude?
I mean, he wrote one of the largest hadith compilations ever. He was
Yeah,
a scholar of hadith and a jurist at the time.
yeah, he's scholar of hadith, not tafsir.
As does that not make him legitimate?
I mean, like it definitely gives him like some credence, but if his specialty is in hadith, and he's talking about an authentic tafsir, it's not really his specialty, especially whenever there are actual tafsir scholars and they say that this dude is legitimate. So if like if we were gonna go off of their specialty,
Okay, so you're saying that Ibn Abbas has said that this, like, when women leave the house, we have to walk out with only everything covered except for one eye. And I'm not saying that he's unreliable because I have no right to say that, but if there's no place in the Quran or any place that like Allah himself or Muhammad has said that, who goes to say that we should go and follow that? I get that he's a scholar.
it's basic reasoning. Not only why Ibn Abbas said that, and why we take like Muhammad and his companions to be authoritative inside of Islam is because they were around Muhammad. They knew the stuff that was in Hadith and that wasn't in Hadith. Every single thing. They lived with him. They knew what he commanded. They knew what he wanted. They knew the society that Muhammad lived in. So when Ibn Abbas says that the women cover everything except one eye, he said that because every woman around Muhammad and of the generation of Muhammad covered everything except one eye. So he knew what the best generation of the best women did, and what Muhammad commanded, what Muhammad wanted. That's why you take the Muhammad and his companions at the same time. But second point, the reason why you're supposed to wear the hijab is to distinct yourself from slave women, as Surah 33:59 says, and the slave women didn't cover up their faces. There's also Surah 23:33, I believe. Maybe it's 24. No, 24:31, I believe. And it literally says that you have to cover up everything except what makes it apparent and record into like jewelry. And they like understood that as like except what is apparent as to like what is absolutely necessary to not cover, which would be one singular eye so that you can see, which is what Ibn Abbas said. And then the 33:59, it's talking about distinct yourself from slaves to do the tafsir says to do everything that the slaves didn't, to cover up what the slaves didn't, which would be your entire body except one eye, because you need to see, because the slaves didn't do that.
But I'm just wondering, like, why are we taking his words? I get that he says Sahaba, I get that, I understand that. It's just like, if this is something that's contradicting what Allah has said, which is to cover
He didn't
everything.
contradict it. There's no contradiction with what he said and what Allah said.
How is it not contradictory if Allah said to cover everything except for your face, your hands, and your feet?
I don't think he said that.
He did.
Where?
I can find the verse for you. Hold on.
That sounds like a hadith, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, the verse that you brought up earlier, did you say that was 24:31?
Yeah, the second one anyways. The main one is 33:59.
And what is 33:59 again?
Like, what do you mean? What is it?
Like,
what does
what
it
does the
say?
verse mean? Yeah, what does it say?
Yeah, it says that the believing women have to cover themselves up as to make themselves distinct from slave women.
Well, yeah, because at the time, slave women, and this isn't in just.
No, I know the context that you're going to give. I've studied this verse plenty. The men, they thought the believing women and the slaves were both slaves, so they would feel up the women to check the goods of the slaves that they were going to buy, and they
not what I
realized
was gonna
the
say.
free woman, not a slave woman, so they were made themselves distinct from them.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say at the time in Arabia, which, and not just Arabia, in all cultures that had slavery, slaves were not seen as people, period. So of course they were not held to the same standards as believing or free women because they weren't seen as people. They weren't forced to believe in a religion.
Like, cool, I guess I don't really see the relevance.
So that's what I'm saying. What relevance do slaves have to do with this?
Because that's what the verse in the tafsir says. You have to make yourself distinct from a slave, because the men used to think that believing women and the slave women were both slave women because they couldn't tell the difference. So they would go up to feel the slaves up to check the goods at, before they were to buy a slave, to make sure they could be like a good slave, a attractive woman, and then they would feel them up, and they were like, no, I'm a believing woman, I'm not a slave woman. So they would get harassed by the men who are going out to buy slaves. So then Allah said to make yourself distinct from slave as to protect you from that.
Well, exactly.
I don't. What's the exactly? Where's the gotcha?
What I'm trying to say is, you're using the example of Allah telling women to wear or cover themselves up to distinct them from slave women. Slave women were, that's what you just said.
Yeah, I agree. I said yes. Where's the contradiction? Where's the gotcha? Where's the aha moment? Like,
well, if you could let me get to it. Women back then, like you just said, they were commanded to wear or cover themselves so they could be distincted from slaves, because slaves were not seen as people. Slaves, which I don't believe in it. I don't think it was right, but it was not just quote unquote Muslim people doing it. It was anyone who owned a slave at the time in Arabia, which this was not just Arabia. This is in America. This is
get to the point.
All slaves, which I don't think this is right, but slaves were molested, slaves were raped, slaves. This was not.
You do know that Islam permitted that, right?
And what makes you think that?
Yeah, Surah 424, Surah 24, 5 and 6, and Surah 70, 28 and 30, 28 through 30.
Could you tell me what the verses say?
Yeah, Surah 424, it says that prohibited are married women except what your right hand possesses. What your right hand possesses is in reference to like prisoners of war, slaves that you have kidnapped. If you look at the hadith surrounding that verse, it tells you that they were at a battle of Outwas, that they went and they attacked the people, they kidnapped the women, and the companions of the messenger were like, hey, we want to have sex with these people that we just kidnapped. What was again? 424.
Okay, and then keep going.
Yeah, and they said that we wanted to have sex with these slaves, but these slaves that we just kidnapped, they still have husbands. So is this zina or is it not zina? Is it permissible for us to have sex with these slaves? And the verse came down, prohibited are married women, except what your right hand possesses, meaning that it doesn't matter if your slave is married or not, you're allowed to fuck them.
Okay, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, you said 424?
Yep.
And then you said that your right hand, you said also women are already married except those whom your right hand possesses. So you're saying in the context of this ayah, your right hand possesses is like your slave women, your slave men?
No, it's not just in the context. What your right hand possesses is an Islamic idiom for slaves.
Is there proof of that?
Yeah, look at the tafsir. Look at the tafsir every single time that what your right hand possesses. Every single time it's mentioned, you can go to the tafsir and it's going to be in reference to slaves, because it's saying what your right hand possesses. It's like your wives, and then in reference to other humans, what your right hand possesses. If you possess somebody as property, you own them as property. That's a slave.
Like the female captives of war.
Yeah. In this specific verse, it's in reference to prisoners of war. But I mean, like, technically in Islam, you can only get slaves through like prisoners of war. So I mean, like, yeah, I guess it could be interchangeable with prisoners of war or slaves.
And then apostate killings, like, what is the context of that?
Muhammad said, whoever changes his religion, execute him. He said that there's 3 cases where it's okay to execute a Muslim man, and the 3rd case is the fact that he left the religion. The scholars agreed with him, surprisingly.
Where exactly did he say that? I'm just curious.
Sunan Ibn Majah 2535. It's Sahih, and I'm not sure the exact specific number for the 2nd hadith that I brought up with the 3 cases, but I can pull it up. But yeah, Sunan Ibn Majah 2535 says that, whoever changes his religion, execute him. Yeah, let's see.
This is a hadith or in the Quran?
hadith, but they're all Hasan or Sahih. Yeah, it's Musnad Amid 452. I heard the Messenger of Allah say, "It is not permissible to shed the blood of a Muslim man except in one of three cases: a man who commits zina after being married, he is to be stoned, or a man who is killed deliberately, committed murder, so he is to be killed in retaliation, or a man who is apostatized after becoming a Muslim, so he is to be executed." So there's multiple hadith where saying that if you leave the religion, you are to be executed.
Oh, sorry. 1 minute. The fuck? Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're good. How did I become so knowledgeable? I read the Quran and read tafsir.
I just have like another question. Like, I'm just curious. Like, what made you so interested in proving Islam wrong? Like, I just want to know.
I mean, I originally talked about Christianity mainly, and I do talk about both Christianity and Islam. I just talked about Christianity at first because I live in America. The Christians in America are consistently taking away my rights and using the Bible to justify it, and using the Bible correctly. So the Bible does say to execute anybody who is queer. So you know, I under the Bible law, I should be murdered for the sole fact that I'm a woman who likes other women. Um, so I talked about the Bible a lot, and then Christians were like, "Oh, you would never talk about Islam. You would never see somebody talking about this with Islam." So then I started talking about Islam, and then a lot of ex-Muslims were like, "Hey, we don't have voices. We need people to talk about Islam because in our country we're gonna be fucking murdered." And I was like, "Damn, that's actually kind of true." And then I started talking about Islam more.
Are you atheist?
Yep.
Okay. Well, have a nice day.
You too. Alrighty. Jana, it's kind of weird to name yourself Heaven, but sure.
Hello.
Also, that pro shipper in the comments, fuck you, you ugly ass bitch. I hate you.
Ems is in the house. Is he really in the house, or is he skull and pass? I think he's skull and pass. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Sure, Alex. Greeting.
Hello.
Hello, how old are you?
I have a question.
How old are you?
I'm really old.
Sure. Okay, what's your question?
Okay, my question is, can you, like, not from Islam, obviously, because you're not Muslim, but can you prove, like, according to your, like, beliefs that grape is, like, morally, like, subjectively bad?
Yeah, is it okay to force your bodily autonomy over somebody else and take away somebody else's bodily autonomy?
No, but like for me, yes,
Oh,
I
so do we
don't
agree?
believe that. Listen, wait. Like for me, like obviously, I don't believe that because I'm Muslim. I believe grape is bad. You can't force anyone to do
Well,
anything.
I mean, Islam
But
supports rape in certain situations. You're allowed to rape your
wait,
slaves, you're
wait,
allowed to rape your
wait,
wives,
wait.
children
No,
as
that's
well.
not in Islam. That's not considered slave. That's not considered grape. But I'm asking
Yeah,
you, like,
yeah,
I'm
having
talking
sex with
about
your
like
slave.
objectively. Wait, objectively, like from your moral standpoint. So you're atheist, right? From your
You
moral
don't
standpoint, can you
disagree.
prove?
Allah doesn't disagree. He doesn't think rape is wrong in all cases.
No, wait. I'm asking you that. And I'm asking you a question. Let me
And
finish. Can you
I'm
prove?
telling you that Allah disagrees with me. When I say rape is wrong in all situations, Allah disagrees. He thinks that it's okay to rape in certain situations.
Okay, don't speak bad about my God like that. Okay, because
Yeah, I'll speak bad about
rapists
a rapist. I will.
they
I will
get
do that.
they get
What happens
like
when it's his
the
own wife? What happens
unalignment.
when a man forces his
Wait,
own wife to do it? What happens?
that's not considered rape. It's obviously, listen,
Yeah,
I'll
I
say this right
know.
now.
In
If not,
Islam, there is
if
no
not,
such thing as
wait, let me
marital rape.
finish.
You know,
Wait, let
you
me
don't get to come
finish.
up here and scream about rape. You don't get to come up here and scream, "Oh, you don't think rape is wrong. You don't think rape is wrong." When you don't
Okay,
consider
but
a man raping his no. Shut up. You listen to me. You listen to me.
No, wait,
You
wait,
don't think
wait.
you
Answer
don't
my
think that it's
question
rape.
though.
No,
Dad.
no. You don't think that it's rape for a man to force himself upon his wife. You don't think that that's
It's
rape.
haram. It's haram. It's
No, it's
haram.
not. No, it's not. No, it's
It is
not.
haram. It is haram.
Cite a single
Okay,
scholar.
okay, okay. Can I speak, please? I'm trying to ask you a question. You
Well,
keep
no,
like
because you're trying to flip
cutting
this
me.
onto me when you don't have anything to flip onto me. When your religion doesn't fully prohibit rape in
Wait,
every
wait,
situation.
wait. Okay, wait. Can I just speak and ask you the question first, right? So let's be calm here.
Yep, you're
Don't yell
just
at
gonna
me.
flip it back onto me, and it's not gonna work.
Okay. Okay, but listen. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question and like answer. Okay, don't. Okay, objectively. Okay, we're talking objectively, not to
There's
your
no
personal
objective
opinion.
morality.
That's
There's no
oh, you don't
objective
believe in
morality.
object. Okay, so you can't objectively prove that grape is bad, and now you're trying to
Objectively
say
doesn't
that
exist. Objective doesn't exist. There is no objective morality.
objective
It
does
doesn't exist.
exist. There is
No, it
in
does not.
Islam.
No,
No,
it does not.
like
How is
morality.
morality
Listen,
objective in Islam?
okay, because everything that is bad, no matter who, whatever anyone thinks, like no
No.
matter personal opinion.
Incorrect.
Yes, it is bad.
The Muhammad is allowed to do things that other people aren't. Is it bad to marry 5 women even though the Quran like limited you to 4?
What? What'd you say?
If morality is objective inside of Islam, because it doesn't matter who does what, it's going to be wrong. Like in any situation, it's wrong. Then is it wrong to marry 5 wives when Surah 4:3 limited you to 4 wives?
Listen, the Prophet is different
Answer
from
the
all of us. He
question.
did
Answer the
things.
question.
Listen.
Answer the
Okay, let me
question.
finish.
Answer the question. Do it. Stop running. Is it wrong to marry 5 wives when Allah has limited you to 4 wives?
We don't think the Prophet is like us,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So hold on. So your whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
was no. Listen. Your whole thing was morality is objective inside of Islam because it doesn't matter who does what. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And then you just said, well, the prophet isn't like us, so it doesn't matter. You just disproved yourself.
Wait,
You just
because
disproved
listen,
yourself.
the thing, wait, I did not disprove myself because listen, having 4 wives was like Allah ordained that, right? But that was like, what do you call it? That obviously the Prophet had more than 5 wives, okay? We know that, right?
Yeah. So
But
he
listen,
disobeyed
wait,
Allah.
let
So
me finish.
he
Oh my
literally he
God, oh
contradicted
my
you.
God. Okay, listen, I'm trying to be really respectful, but you keep interrupting me. Like, do you not know how
You've
to like
interrupted me
let
like
people
hundreds of
speak?
times already. Don't
I'm
complain about
not.
it now.
I keep letting you speak, and I keep saying, "Don't interrupt me. I'm gonna speak," and then you interrupt me.
You've
Okay,
interrupted
so
me plenty at the very beginning. Yes, you did.
okay. Even if I did, I'm not gonna interrupt you anymore. How about and you don't interrupt me anymore? How about that?
If you answer the question, sure.
Okay, now so let me answer the question. However I try to tackle it. Okay, so listen. First of all, okay, the Prophet is not the same as us. The Prophet did things that we cannot do because the Prophet is the most perfect human being, okay? The Prophet is not like normal people, right? He's far superior to us, right? And so he did things that we can't do, right? And that is because of his like because he's like so divine. He is so, what do you call it?
Yeah.
He's superior
And the
to
thing is,
all of us humans, okay?
your point was
Okay,
that
you see,
morality.
wait, you see, right now I'm speaking, please do not interrupt me. I did not finish
No,
my point
because
yet, okay?
you're rambling. You're
Muhammad, yes,
rambling. You're rambling. You're
yes,
not getting to a
even if
point.
I'm rambling, you still can't,
You
okay,
spent 45 seconds saying Muhammad was different than us. You spent 45 seconds saying that shit. But your point originally was that morality is objective inside of Islam because no matter who does it, if something is wrong, it is wrong. And now you're saying, well, Muhammad can actually do special things because he's special. So then it doesn't matter. You can be somebody and have it be
yes.
wrong just because you're different than somebody else. You're contradicting yourself already.
Okay, but either way, I'm not contradicting myself. No, that's
Yes,
not a
you are.
contradiction.
You said that objective immorality is objective in Islam because it doesn't matter who does something. If it is bad, then it is bad. And now you're saying, well, Muhammad could do quote bad things, and it's not bad for him
It's
because
not,
he's the prophet.
wait. It's not like, it's not bad, but it's not allowed. So like a man could
You are
have
so
like theoretically, okay, a man could have 4 wives. He can divorce one and have another wife. In total, he had 5 wives in his life, but he
yeah.
divorced one.
In his
That's still
entire life,
five.
Muhammad had 11 in total at one time. That's also ignoring all the sex slaves he
No,
owned.
wait. I don't know if you know, but Khadija, she was the only wife he had, and then she died, and then he died. He married
He
more
had
women after
11
that.
wives total at one time. It wasn't 3 at a time and some died and he remarried and then one died and he remarried. No, it was 11 at once.
Wait, but listen, you still can't prove that rape
And
is
yes,
objectively
you're just
wrong.
pivoting
And
back to it
plus,
again.
okay,
You're
we don't
pivoting
listen in
again.
Islam. Wait,
You're
Oscar,
pivoting
let me
again.
speak. Okay, listen to me. Okay, you're like you're mentally deficient. So let me speak. Okay,
Oh, I'm the mentally
you
deficient one.
can't.
You're a
Okay, so
woman. Your
you
own
can't.
religion
Okay,
says you're
okay,
mentally
so you
deficient.
can't. Okay,
Your own
you
religion
cannot
says you're
prove.
mentally
You
deficient.
cannot even
Your
prove
own
rape
religion
is
says that women are
objectively bad.
mentally
So like,
deficient.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Muhammad himself said that women are deficient in mind and intelligence. You are the mentally deficient one according to your own prophet.
But that's general. That's not specific.
Yes, he said that women were mentally deficient because they are women. The silence is deafening. I'm gonna move on to a real person. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude. Like, contradicted herself like fucking 4 different times. Morality is objective because no matter who does it, it's wrong. If it's wrong, Muhammad can do wrong things because he's Muhammad, though, because he's just a special little guy. He's special. I don't trust this name. Waiting for guests to join. Sure. Yeah, she debunked her own point. Also, all just to say, like, once again, Islam doesn't agree that rape is wrong in all cases. Islam doesn't say that rape is wrong in all cases. You're allowed to rape your wife. If you marry a child, that's inherently rape when you consummate the marriage. And also, your slaves, you're allowed to force yourself upon them because if a wife doesn't have the right to refuse, how much less does a slave have? You can't come up here and be like, oh, prove rape is objectively wrong, prove rape is objectively wrong, when your own religion doesn't even agree with that. I'm gonna let my dog out because she's an indecisive little shit. Alright, you go on. Like, my dog fucking came up here to like say, like, or not came up here to say, my dog, she was like, oh, you should fucking let me in my room, and then I let her in my room, and then fucking, she was like, no, I want to get out of your room. It's like, bro, Jesus. I don't know about that woman. Grape wives and female captives. Yep. Proof Islam says that, Sir 424 says that you're allowed to have sex with slaves who still have husbands. Slaves who still have husbands are not going to consent to people who just, like, kidnapped them and murdered half of their family. I don't know the specific hadith, but it's the typical angel cursing hadith. If Allah himself is going to punish a woman for refusing sex, then it is a sin. If you're getting punished if you're getting cursed for doing something, then it is a sin. I'm gonna read that surah now. Sure, surah 424. Yeah, the angel's cursing hadith. If a wife doesn't have the right to refuse to sex unless she has an Islamically sound reason, which is she's on her period or she's physically incapable of doing so. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, child marriage, surah 65:4. If you marry a child. Is my makeup fucked up? I think that's literally just fucking 5 o'clock shadow. Jesus. I mean, it sounded like you know your preferences. Sure. Muslim women need to lock in and leave, yeah. No offense, but why are you so interested in this? Why would it be offensive? But it's just, I just happen to be interested in it. What's your problem with Islam, though? Like, personally, all these things. I personally have a problem with child marriage. If you marry a child, you're a fucking horrible person. If you follow a religion, and the religion itself says that you're allowed to marry children, and you're okay with that, you're a horrible person. Moving on. Greetings, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Sure, and are you Muslim?
Yep.
Alhamdulillah, what do you want to talk about?
Let's go through order points. So first, let's talk about child marriage. Can you define a child?
Sure, let's go with the Islamic definition of prepubescent child.
Okay, so child marriage. You're saying child marriage and consummation the marriage is allowed before they hit puberty.
Yep, according to the Quran.
Where?
Surah 65:4. The women those who have not yet menstruated, as the tafsir collectively agree, reference to prepubescent children. If they have the iddah, that means they've gone through marriage, consummation of marriage, and then divorce. So if you can marry, consummate the marriage, and then divorce a prepubescent child, well, you can marry, consummate the marriage, and divorce a prepubescent child.
That verse isn't permitting consummating a prepubescent child. It's just saying if it were to happen.
Nope.
Yes.
Grand Mufti disagrees. The Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia disagrees. Also, simply
who's the
like
Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia? Who is the Grand Mufti?
If Allah tells you this is how you divorce a child after you fuck her, and that's
if it were to happen, that's not permitting it. That's not permitting.
No, he's setting the system around it. He says that this is how the system works. This is in my system. When you fuck a child and then divorce her, this is how you go about doing it.
Again, that's not permitting it. He's putting a condition on it if it were to happen.
He's setting up the system and regulating how you do it. Also, once again, the Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia disagrees.
Who's the Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia? Who's the Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia?
I'll say Al-Fazan.
And you're saying he said that? Can you give proof?
Yeah, do you want the video?
Yeah, sure.
All right, give me a second. Let me turn my camera around and show you the video. So I gotta check off my back screen. Yep, here's Sehe Al-Fazan. Here he is talking about raising the age of marriage in Saudi Arabia.
يقولون لا يجب تحديد سن زواج المرأة ب 18 سنة. 18 سنة. 18 سنة تكون المرأة تجاوزت البلوغ وعنست. يريدون هذا. من الذي يحدد 18 سنة؟ الرسول تزوج عائشة وهي بنت عقد عليها وهي بنت 9 سنين. دخل بها وهي عقد عليها وهي بنت 6 سنين ودخل بها وهي بنت 9 سنين وهو سيد البشر عليه الصلاة والسلام. الله جل وعلا في القرآن جعل عدة التي لا تحيض لصغر.
He is literally citing 65:4 to prove that child marriage is allowed, but we give him a second.
مثل سن اليائسة واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن صغيرات عدتهن 3 أشهر أيضا إذا طلقن قبل أن يبلغن سن الحيض. فدل هذا على جواز الصغير.
This here literally says, this indicates that marriage of young girls who have not yet menstruated is correct. This is in the book of Allah.
All right.
So, are you smarter than the Grand Mufti? Are you smarter than a Grand Mufti?
I mean, the Grand Mufti isn't infallible, and you could look at other texts.
If he was, are you smarter than a Grand Mufti?
No, I could bring other statements from different scholars.
And they would either contradict the Quran or simply.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. They could have different interpretations of the Quran. Again, there's ikhtilaf in a lot of these stuff.
Damn, that's crazy. So, unfortunately, I don't need the scholars to prove that the Quran supports child marriage. They do agree with me, though.
Okay, well, there's a difference of opinion, so.
Not really. I mean, there's some, but not a lot.
Yeah, there is. I can bring a statement.
The only like difference of opinion is when you can consummate, and the Quran says that you can consummate before puberty.
Where does it say that in the Quran?
If a prepubescent child has an iddah, what has she gone through?
Yeah, again, that's not giving the ruling. That's
literally
not permitting
exactly
it.
what it is. It is literally saying after you fuck a child, this is how you divorce her. It is he himself gave the iddah to the prepubescent girls. He said that the prepubescent girls are able to have the iddah. If prepubescent girls, if Allah said that they are
Yeah,
able,
he's saying if it were to happen because it was a common
no, he did
practice.
not
He's
say
not
that.
permitting
He
it.
didn't say if it were to happen. He said this is how you go about doing it.
Yeah, but he's not saying that you should do it. He's not saying
I
that
never
it's
said that
permitted.
he said you should. I said it's permitted.
No, it's not permitted. This is a conditional ruling. If it were to happen, then you give it. Yes, it is.
Prove it.
Okay, I give you the same of Ibn al-Qayyim. I mean, it's not permissible to have intercourse with a woman if it would harm her. And if she's a minor, it would harm her.
There's a certain level acceptable amount of harm that's always allowed. Like, is it if there is truly no harm in Islam, how are you able to execute apostates without causing harm?
No. You can. No. I didn't say there's no harm in Islam. Where did I say that? I said when you're having intercourse with a woman, there's no harm. What are you
there's
talking
always
about?
an acceptable amount of harm that can be done.
To a
It's
woman?
not no harm at all, 0% harm. If there's 1% harm, it's entirely haram. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, intercourse for the first time is always going to be harmful, but I'm talking about
There's
like
an
actual
acceptable
harm.
amount of harm that's always allowed.
Yeah, but I'm talking about actual harm.
Yeah, what the fuck is the difference between acceptable harm and actual harm?
Because acceptable harm, okay, even if you're having intercourse, like if it's a grown woman, she has intercourse for the first time, it's gonna harm her a little bit. Obviously, some women even end up in hospitals whether they're children or not. So that's harm that's permitted. But if you're,
I don't know what women you're fucking, but that's not how
I'm not fucking anybody, and that does happen.
I grant that. I truly grant that.
Oh yeah, obviously I'm not. I'm a Muslim.
No, I take this from a person who has had sex. Apparently you haven't. It doesn't hurt them their first time. If you get them aroused and they want to do it, they get lubricated down there and their organs open up because that's what their body does. If it's hurting them their first time, then they don't want to do it because their body, or they either don't want to do it or their body isn't ready to do it.
So you're okay. Maybe okay. I don't want to get too vulgar on here because there's a lot of Muslim women here, but maybe your genitals are too small to give harm. But that definitely happens, and you could search it up yourself. It's a biological fact.
I have 6 inches, little bro.
That's a biological fact. Again, that's not big enough
biological
to give harm.
fact. I have 6 inches. I agree. It's a biological fact.
That's
yes.
that's not big enough to give harm, bro. Sorry.
Typically, whenever their canal is only like 4 to 5 inches long, yeah.
So you're saying it would cause harm, is what you're saying?
It can.
Okay, yeah, you just contradicted yourself. Nice. All right. Anyways, let's talk about sex slavery. So you said that
you just want to pivot. I grant that you want to pivot, though.
No, I already gave a difference of opinion. I just told you. Ibn al-Qayyim said.
You said okay. And how is there the fact that there are some scholars that don't understand what the Quran is saying? How does that somehow disprove what the Quran is saying?
If there's some scholars that don't know, they could have different understandings. It doesn't mean one is correct and one is wrong. It's which one the evidence lies stronger with.
Disprove that the Quran supports child marriage. Disprove Surah 65:4.
I just told you.
No, you didn't. You said there's a difference of opinions, therefore you're wrong.
No, I told you the scholar that has a difference of opinion.
Yeah, cool. A singular scholar had a difference of opinion.
No, it's not a singular scholar. Do you know who Ibn al-Qayyim is? This is the scholars of the scholars of the scholars. Greatest scholar is Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan. What are you talking about?
Sure. I mean, I'm not sure if he's a Grand Mufti or not, but the Grand Muftis, those are the top of the top.
He's bigger than the Grand Mufti. He's a classical fiqh scholar. Also, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin also said, if she's young and cannot physically handle it, he's not allowed to continue with the marriage. He continues to say the man is sinful if he
able to handle it. That literally means that when she's thick enough to take it, fat enough to take it.
He said if she is young and cannot physically handle it, not
or. If she is young, and that's like one of the preconditions that young people are typically smaller and physically incapable to take it. The physically incapable to take it, that's the contention there. If she is physically capable of taking it, you can fuck her.
Yeah. If she's
yes.
If she's
okay. Disagreed.
Yes. If she is physically able, if she is physically able to
literally
take
disagreed. Great concession.
Okay, sure, I do agree. If she's physically able to take it, then yes, it's permissible, and you can't prove me wrong with your morality.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, so I need to prove to you that it is wrong to have sex with children.
You just said if it does not harm her, then what is the problem? Explain it.
Okay, so I need to prove to you why it is wrong to have sex with children.
I mean, you can't because you don't have a morality. Can you prove it?
No.
Yes or no?
Or do you disagree?
If it does not cause harm,
do you
what
disagree?
Is the problem? If it does not cause harm, what is the problem?
Yo,
You literally can't explain it. Can you explain it?
You seriously, I need to explain to you why it's wrong to fuck children. You are unaware of why it's wrong, or you disagree that it's wrong.
If it is not harmful, then why do you get to decide that it's wrong again? Why do you decide it's wrong?
Wow, you're a fucking horrible person, dude.
Where are you getting based on what? Your personal desires?
You're okay with having sex with children.
Based on your personal desires. If it does not cause harm, again.
There's no debate to be had. There's no debate to be had if you think it's okay to fuck kids.
So if something doesn't cause harm, it's wrong because you said so.
You are incapable of having sex with a child without it causing harm. There's always psychological damage. There typically is physical damage. No matter what, there's going to be psychological damage.
If there's physical damage, it's not permissible.
Rape a child and have it not harm her.
Okay, then that's why it's not permissible. Exactly.
But so you're contradicting yourself now. Yeah, your worldview has been reduced to absurdity. I'm moving on.
No, it's not.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Also, once again, there's always a level of acceptable harm that can be done, such as when you're enjoying your wife. That's hard to hear. Yeah, that's really hard to hear. A fucking 18-year-old who hasn't had sex saying that you're allowed to fuck children if she's thick enough to take it. And once again, guys, this isn't a representation of all of Islam or all of Muslims, but he isn't wrong when he said that. If she, no matter her age, if she's physically capable of taking it, the scholars have agreed that you're allowed to fuck her. That is an accurate representation of Islam. That is not an accurate representation of Muslims. It's literally 50-50. In my experience, it's been 50-50, where half the time they'll come up here and say, no, it's not in the Quran, child rape is wrong, but it's not in the Quran, I disagree. And then the other time, the other 50% of the time, they say, yeah, it's in the Quran, prove that it's wrong. It's like split down 50-50 of they're either gonna say, it's not in the Quran, therefore you're wrong, or it's in the Quran, prove it wrong. It's insane. I think this is, I swear to God, if this is fucking Andrea. What the fuck? That's... Greetings, how old are you? Can't hear if you're off the app. Alright, moving on. I just had to fucking block somebody in the comments who said, I love lollies and shotas. That's like anime children, bro. You're into fucking anime kids. You're weird. What the fuck? I'm trying to get somebody up here, but they're waiting to join. I need to remove the gift for Hail Satan because it low-key blocks like my posture and it like nobody gifts, so it's like kind of whatever. Alright, well that person's not joining. Sure, K. Greetings, how old are you?
I'm more than old enough.
Sure, and are you Muslim?
Yes, sir.
Alhamdulillah, not a sir, but sure, what do you want to talk about?
Not sir?
I said not a sir, no.
Oh shit, that's crazy. That's tough.
Really not.
You asked what do I want to talk about? Footage of apostate killings, sexual child marriage. Go for the apostate killings. I've been listening for a while. You spoke about everything more or less. Even though I don't agree with what you're saying. But apostate killings. What do you say about that?
Yeah, Islam permits the killing of somebody who leaves the religion.
Okay. And what's your comment with that? People, it's a crime in Islam. I'm sure you know it's a crime.
You don't understand what my problem is with murdering people for simply not holding the belief that Islam is true. You're unaware of why that's wrong. You don't think it's wrong to murder people.
Personally, as in, of course, I'm Muslim. I'm down. I agree with that ruling, of course. But in your worldview, I don't understand.
You think it's okay to murder people for simply not believing in Islam?
Let me clarify. First of all, the person that's apostated, let's say hypothetically speaking, I'm in a Muslim society. Okay, I'll give an example. Right now, I'm in Saudi. I'm living amongst Muslims. Right now, the only way someone could know I've apostated is by me making it clear as day I've apostated.
Yeah, by maybe not praying, by not wearing your hijab, by doing other various sorts, by like doing like literally anything. And even if your argument's going to be you can only be executed if you publicly apostatize, that doesn't change anything. If somebody publicly leaves the religion of Islam, do you think it's okay to kill them?
Yes, and I will clarify.
There's no clarity to be had. You think it's okay to murder people. There's no clarity to be had.
People get killed for multiple reasons, and in Islam, this is one of them. People get killed for murder.
I know. That's been my argument the entire time.
Just out of curiosity, if you kill someone, if I was to kill someone, if I was to end someone,
I say kill and murder all the time. I'm not popular enough for TikTok to care.
Fez. If I was to end someone, whatever have you, in America, would you agree with me being emmed off as well, or no?
I think if you become Muslim in America, you should be.
Okay, you can. I'm talking to my man here. Go on, please. Could you answer?
I told you.
I'm still not speaking to you.
Doesn't matter, you're speaking to me now.
What did he do? He just wanted to talk to you. So, I mean, like, surely...
I think if you become a Muslim in the US...
Okay, whatever, okay.
If you become a Muslim in the US...
You're okay with expanding on your belief on how it's okay to murder people, right? You'd love to expand on your belief on how it's okay to murder people for simply not believing in Islam to a person who has left Islam, right? How about you go ahead and tell Ems why he should be murdered?
Could I have my question answered first?
Sure. What was your question again?
If you were listening.
Oh wait, yeah, I remember. If you kill somebody in America, is it okay for you to be killed? No, I disagree with capital punishment.
Crazy. You'd rather I remain in prison and whatever have you.
Yeah, I mean, if I believe that murder is wrong, surprisingly, I believe murder is wrong.
That's insane. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Bit doesn't really make sense, but okay. Okay, and your question, the person that was asking me.
Who's the person you're referring to?
You were just asking me. Yes, you were just asking me a question.
I wasn't asking. I was making a statement. I was saying if you become a Muslim in the US, you should have the same punishment happen to you.
That's not a law, but okay.
It should be.
Okay, that's you. It's not a law. So okay.
Not yet.
One next. Okay. One next. But in the case of a Muslim land, a person becomes an apostate. They preach about it and whatever have you. Of course, it's not allowed. If you're living somewhere and you know the laws, leave and keep a step in. That's it. In the case that the person,
you think people are able to just fucking leave their country? You think they can just like dip out like on a whim? Oh, I left Islam. I guess it's time to go move to America, just on a fucking whim.
Keep on the download then. If I'm in Saudi, I can leave. If you're in Saudi, for example,
you would rather force people to hide who they are whenever who they are is simply a singular sentence of I simply don't believe in Allah. You think that they should hide who they are rather than just saying maybe we shouldn't murder people for their lack of a belief in religion.
First of all, if a person was to leave, I wouldn't know. Them now making clear that they wish that they
can make it not clear by simply not praying. If they hear to the call to prayer and they continue scrolling on their phone, they are making it clear that they are not a Muslim. And apparently your belief is if they make it clear enough that they're an ex-Muslim, that you should kill them. So if somebody's scrolling on their phone on TikTok and they hear the call to prayer and they ignore it, you think that's enough justification to chop their fucking head off. You're a horrible person.
Can I explain?
So you don't even disagree? You're not going to say, no, you're wrong. That's not what I think. You don't even disagree.
Can I explain?
You don't even disagree?
If I don't hear the call, if I hear the call to prayer and I don't pray, if I hear the call to prayer and I don't pray, I'm a sinner, of course.
You're a disbeliever. If you
do it regularly,
if I don't believe that the prayer is wajib, if I
No,
believe that
no. If you believe the prayer is wajib and you still decide not to go out of laziness, the scholars have said you're given 3 days to repent and then you're unalived.
Yeah, look, I think I'm gonna
That's
move on.
simply
You
not
dig
praying.
yourself deeper in a hole. You dig yourself in a deep enough hole, guys. If you're thinking about joining Islam, if you're thinking of reverting, if you're thinking of converting, this is what you have to look forward to. You have to look forward to saying that it's okay to murder people, chop their heads off for simply not believing in Islam. You have to commit yourself to that. You also have, if you join Islam and you think, wow, this maybe not is the truth, and you try to leave it, that's what you have to look forward to: death. Fucking horrible people. What a guy. That's coming from you. That's coming from you. Oh god, tinnitus is crazy.
And the sad part is that Muslims never want to leave the West. It's
Yep.
devastating. Like, please, do you need me to buy you the ticket?
I don't want to go there. I promise you that.
I meant them.
I mean,
They're
not
Muslim
that
Chinese.
it's not that I want to go to eat. I don't. It's not that I want to go like out in the east, but like I would love to meet you, bro. Like meet you IRL, get a good selfie with you. Nah, I'm kidding, but yeah, it would be cool to meet it with you and hang out. That'd be cool. I have
And then
100
use
people
my-
on YouTube I have 100 viewers on YouTube. Hell yeah. That's crazy. Yo, greetings YouTube people. What's good, Gangalations? I'm gonna pull up the YouTube chat so I can like try to read through the chats over there. This is it's also on a crazy delay. It's on like a 5-second delay. So I have like 200 people viewing me right now. That's actually pretty cool. Let's see. Age of consent in your opinion. Whenever you're fully grown and developed and like mature enough. I don't really think that there's like a specific set age that you could just be like, oh, you turned 18, you can consent now, and you're 17, you can't consent now. You drop now? Okay, bye-bye, Ems. Bring me up, sure, Patrick. Sure.
Hello?
So how old are you?
I'm 28.
Sure, and are you Muslim?
No, thank God, no. I don't belong to this. I don't belong to this cancerous religion that has manipulated and infested millions and millions of people in this world by force. You have to understand, the pedophile Muhammad, he left eight of his wives childless. That should tell you something. That when he has 8 wives with no children, meaning he's a sexual fanatic.
Yeah.
Sexual fanatical pedophile creature, and I can't believe how 2 billion people are following this pedophile.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna move on to a Muslim, bro. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, we still have a few people in the. Oh, we have one person in the box. Well, if you're Muslim and you disagree, get in the box. We can talk about any of the main talking points: child marriage, sexually rape, apostate killings, and forced hijab. Let's move on to A. Greetings. How old are you?
I'm 18. Born
Sure.
2007.
Are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. What do you want to talk about?
This is besides the point, but that guy, he was a Christian. You probably should have kicked him off from the beginning. He had nothing to say. Just weird.
What, Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, his religion spread pretty similarly, I'm not gonna lie.
Right? That's what I mean. Like, either you go all the way or you just leave Christianity. I don't understand these people. But that's okay. I want to talk about like apostate killings.
Sure.
I'm not gonna. Okay. But from an Islamic point of view, there's no separation between religion and the state. It's one. Once you leave Islam, it's seen as being a traitor or being basically treason. No?
Yeah,
Do you agree?
is it treason to simply not believe in God? Is that enough justification to murder somebody?
I mean, people leave Islam every day, but literally, someone saying, kufr, disbelief, they could say, I swear on my mama, they left Islam. They could leave prayer, they left Islam.
That's crazy.
They
Can you
won't be
answer the
killed.
question? Can you answer the
They
question?
won't be killed.
Can you answer the
They could be
question?
exiled. It
Can you
depends on
answer
the
the
ruler, bro.
question? Can you answer the
Okay, I'm
question?
asking a question. Egypt.
Can you answer the
Okay.
question?
What's the question?
Is it treason and also enough justification to murder somebody for simply saying, I don't believe in Allah? Is that treason and
No,
enough justification to
it's
murder
not
them?
treason. No, it's not.
Well, then you defeated your own point.
How did I defeat my own point?
If your point
You
was
have
that
to see why they're saying that.
if your
It's not that
point was
simple.
going to be that Islam and the state are one, so when you abandon Islam, you're abandoning the state, and therefore it's treason. So then I asked you, is it treason to simply say I don't believe in Allah, and you said no? You've contradicted yourself.
It's if someone publicly is stating that out loud to other people, and they're trying to, like, I don't know how to say it.
It's not what that's not what it's about. It's about all apostasy. If you simply know, if you
This
leave
ruling
it,
was when though? Do you know when?
Finds out, if you
Do
leave
you know
it
when the ruling
publicly,
why
and someone
came?
finds out, you are to be executed.
The ruling came literally near a time of war when Muslims were in fear. There was, I don't want to, like, hypocrites among them.
That
It
doesn't
was.
matter. He gave an
It
eternal
was life or
law.
death.
He gave an
There's people
eternal
going to
law
betray you
that
from
says whoever
sin.
changes his religion, execute him. It is not a dangerous thing to simply say, I don't believe in Allah. That doesn't make you a dangerous person.
Oh. Do you understand the context of why that was stated? Why the Prophet said that, and then why Ali would say that? Like, do you know the hadiths,
Because
right?
he doesn't want people to leave the religion. It's a cult. They want them to stay in.
Okay, yeah, you can say it's a cult if you want to. It doesn't matter. That word is just meaningless. But like, what is it
cool, I
called?
don't-
Yeah, saying cult is just, what's that word? It's just insulting. It adds nothing to the conversation.
Cool, I don't care. Can you get onto the point? Can you address the argument? Can you tell me
I am
how
addressing it.
saying I don't believe
If
in
you
Allah?
are in a war zone and then people are betraying your country or betraying the state, basically, once you leave Islam, you're
That's
betraying.
not betraying the state. Saying I don't believe in Allah
Do you think
isn't
there was Christians fighting with the
state.
Muslims? Do you think there was Christians fighting with the Muslims while the Prophet was alive? Do you think there were Christians fighting among them against the other people, against the other tribes?
Yeah, sure. And how does that have anything to do with with somebody saying I
This
want
is the context of what I'm stating of why apostate killings was a thing.
It's not was a thing, it still is. It's an eternal command. Whoever changes his religion, execute him. It is still practiced today. It is still commanded today by the scholars themselves. They understood that that was an internal command. You always do that. It is a religion for all times of all people. If the religion says to execute whoever leaves the religion, it doesn't matter the time that it says. It is for all times of all people. Today, people are still executed for that because of his command.
So their interpretation was wrong then, no?
Nope, incorrect. I'm sorry. Are you smarter than the damn?
I'm not saying I'm smarter than everyone. I know.
The scholars. Are the scholars wrong?
You're saying there's a consensus on this? You're saying there's ijma on this?
Pretty sure it's not. There's not going to be a lot of disagreement.
You know the ruler can literally change the punishments if it benefits the people. Do you know that, right?
Yeah, he can. He has the ability to. But then
he does.
Literally... Okay, so who are we to follow? The ruler or Muhammad himself? Am I going to say, fuck you, Muhammad, I don't want to do that, I'm going to obey my king? Because quite frankly, that sounds very un-Islamic.
Oh my god, bro. You're taking it out of context and you're applying it to all times where it's not beneficial.
Okay, so
and
the
then you're
scholars
saying it's all time.
The scholars are fucking idiots. They don't know what they're talking about because the scholars say that it is a religion.
I'm not calling any scholar idiots. I'm not going to call anyone idiots.
That command is still practiced today.
They're mistaken.
So you're smarter than the academics. You're smarter than the academics. 1,400 years of scholarship, all of them are wrong, and you, a random person on TikTok, you're correct.
How are you stating there's ijma on this? How are you stating there's a consensus reached by the scholars? Like, you're talking about Sunni, right? Sunni.
There's such a small disagreement, and the disagreement that it has that disagrees with what I'm saying doesn't have Islamic basis, and it's also a minority view.
So a minority view is thrown out the window. Like, that isn't okay. You know what?
The minority view, the disagreement, the minority view, not held by a lot of scholars, is that they should be imprisoned.
Does it mean it's wrong?
And that is a minority view that doesn't have Islamic basis.
So a minority view held by scholars has no basis in Islam, you're saying? Scholars...
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I said it has both of those. One, it's a minority view. And two, it doesn't
Which is valid, right? You agree it's valid?
It's a minority view, therefore it has no Islamic basis. And I grant that you aren't listening, and I grant that you aren't tracking, but that's not a fault of mine, that's a fault of your own.
Do you think that the minority view it's valid? Yes or no? Do you see it as valid?
It does not have Islamic basis, no.
So you say it's not valid. Are you smarter than the scholars now? Like, you see, this can come
What
back
Islamic
to
basis do they have? What Islamic basis do they have?
They look at the context of which it was applied on.
How does it disprove the other scholars?
Okay, when the Quran, okay, let's say the Quran verses on war, where it says strike them, right? Would you apply it to now? Since the Quran is eternal, yes? That's what we Muslims say it's eternal, yes?
As long as it hasn't been abrogated, then yes. That's why Surah 2 193 is still in applications today. It was it abrogated a different verse and it's still in apply today.
Yeah, because Muslims are oh my. But then look, they look at the context, right? Could a Muslim go out and say, "Oh, I'm following this"? That's wrong. The scholars say that's wrong. You're taking the apostate killing ruling and you're applying it like eternally. You're saying everywhere it applies.
So the scholars,
you don't see the.
You don't have scholars to back you up. The few scholars that you could cite that could back you up are a minority view that also don't have an Islamic basis. What is the Islamic basis for it?
I mean, I don't have the sources on me currently.
I grant that.
What you're saying, of course, you don't have the sources either. You don't even know about the four jurisprudence.
I have the sources on me. I do.
Okay, what do the Shafi'is say about it? What do the Hanbalis say about it? What do the Hanafis say about it? What do the Malikis say about it? They all don't agree, and then in them, they don't agree about stuff. There's stuff that's disagreement. That's why there's 4 schools of thought, and yet you're saying that all of them agreed upon something, which is rare, by the way. Besides the main points of belief.
Delta's in here. Can we get Delta up here? He knows. He has scholarly sources on hand.
All right.
Fucking hell, I don't think Delta's on. God damn it. Let me see. Hold on, give me a split second. Of course, there's fucking Kareem in here. All right, Ems, you got the scholars. You can pull up Al-Shafi'i on apostates, or can you quote like a scholar from each school?
It's not only one person, by the way. It's a school of thought. They don't always often agree with him.
Yeah, right after I said, can you pull up a scholar from each school of thought?
I'm be quiet.
Wait. Jamil, could you show me where the scholars go against apostate killing? Go ahead. Because I can show you the ijma.
Where it says there's ijma. Okay.
Jamil.
Okay, bring the ijma. Okay?
Ijma?
Ijma. The consensus.
I know. I'm telling you that you were pronouncing it very weirdly. You were saying ijma. It's ijma.
I probably stuttered a little. That's my fault.
I grant that. Yes.
The true like. It's so weird that the Christians think you agree with them. Are you Christian?
No.
Like, what's going on in the comments?
So weird that you keep on pivoting, though.
I'm waiting for him to bring the source. I'm just talking to you right now. Like, what are your beliefs? Do you believe there's objective morality to begin with?
Why are we pivoting?
Okay, see, you're saying it's pivoting. I'm arguing with someone I don't even know their beliefs. It's hidden. You're keeping your beliefs hidden.
So if we're talking about apostate killings and whether or not it's allowed in Islam, you bringing up my morality is in fact a pivot, yes.
How can I justify to someone I don't know their beliefs? And like, okay.
Hey, could you read?
Okay, I'm not really good at Arabic, but it says في شرح الصحيح Muslim. Are you bringing the hadith? Are you serious?
يا حبيبي لسه read النووي في شرح صحيح مسلم الجزء 12 208. Could you read? Go ahead.
You're bringing the hadith. Where is this consensus?
Read and you can understand. Go ahead.
Okay, you read it for me.
Oh, bro, can't read Arabic.
ارتد فقال لا أجلس حتى يقتل. جميل.
Okay.
Jamil, let me just bring the point that's in the what?
It was more than likely quoting the hadith and then commentating on it.
Yes. Let me go ahead. جميل وفيه وجوب قتل المرتد وقد أجمعوا على قتله. جميل. Now we go to the paragraph below. لابن قدامة في المغني الجزء 9 صفحة 3 وأجمع أهل العلم على وجوب قتل المرتد. Could you tell me what that means?
Okay, Ibn Qudama states there's a وجمع أهل العلم. I can't say this.
أهل العلم على وجوب قتل المرتد.
Okay.
وروي وجوب قتل المرتد ذلك عن أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي ومعاذ وابن موسى جميل وخالد وغيرهم ولم ينكر ذلك فكان let me see the way to the bottom. جميل. Is it فكان
Okay, what
إجماع
school of thought is Ibn Qudama, do you know?
Ibn Qudama, I believe is Ibn Qudama a Shafi'i?
If I'm not mistaken.
I do not remember, but I think he's Shafi'i. But he's telling you that Ahl al-Ilm ajma'u, which includes the four schools of jurisprudence. When you see there's an ijma',
the
it
people of knowledge.
includes that includes all of the schools of thought. And he also mentions وروي ذلك عن أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي ومعاذ etc. ولم يخالفهم أحد.
I think he's Hanbali.
It wouldn't matter in this context, but yeah.
Also, if he's Hanbali and he's saying that, and who did he bring up? Did he bring who are the scholars he brought up? Like the names?
He didn't bring up scholars. He brought up the.
No, but he said he was saying their names. He was saying their
names. Those are not scholars. Those are the companions of the Prophet.
No, yeah, that's Abu Bakr. Okay, never mind. I thought he said the names.
Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Muaz, Abi Musa, etc.
I thought I seen something named. Never mind.
And he told you that the consensus is of the people of knowledge, which includes the four schools of jurisprudence.
So there's the ijma.
And the Nawawi.
So will you take all the opinions of Ibn Qudama now? Will you take all the opinions of Ibn Qudama now?
When did we say that?
No?
That is not what was said. He said that there's a consensus. Hey, could you just calm down and listen to me? I gave you the opinion in which he states a consensus. The consensus is protected by Allah. That is number one. Number two, I showed you at Nawawi also stating that there's a consensus. Number three, I can show you Ibn Taymiyyah stating that there's a consensus. If they state that there's a consensus, that means the scholars have agreed upon the fact that an idolater, an apostate is to be unalived. And the consensus is protected by Allah, according to At-Tirmidhi.
I can respond now, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. When you say the consensus is protected by Allah, right?
By Allah, yes. In a Sahih Hadith.
But then why would minority opinions come? Minority opinions are still valid.
Minority opinions. لا. إذا خالفوا إذا كان رأي الأقلية يخالف الإجماع فهو لا يؤخذ به. في قول الرسول ومن شذ إلى النار يد الله مع الإجماع ودعا الله ألا يجمع أمته على ضلالة ومن شذ إلى النار.
Are you talking about whoever leaves the majority?
It literally says that in the hadith. So the hadith is stating that there are people who are going to go against the consensus, but those who go against the consensus are going to hell.
Damn.
Okay, what was the hadith talking about? Was it about belief or was it about fiqh? Was it about fiqh?
The hadith was that the Prophet has دعا ربه ألا يجمع أمته على ضلالة. ألا يجمع أمته على ضلالة. ويد الله مع الإجماع. ومن شذ عن الإجماع فقد شذ إلى النار.
What did the scholars say about the hadith? Did they say it was about belief?
I can show you.
Or did they say it was
it is about ijma'.
No, we're not talking about.
It is ijma' in general. It is ijma' in general. About anything. In anything.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, you wanted the ijma. We showed you the ijma. So, yes, that is
Ibn Qudama stating there's an ijma', and he brings up the companions. The companions' opinions are greater than any other scholar, of course, right? But then it's not stating the reasoning why. It's not stating the context of why.
It tells you why. It tells you that because of the hadith of the Prophet in which he says, "Man baddala dinahu faqtuluh." In the hadith of Ali, in which he says that he went after Zanadiqa and he unalived them by burning them in fire. And then Ibn Abbas agreed with him and said, "I would have unalived them for the sake of the Prophet." Just let me finish. He said, I would have unalived them for the saying of the Prophet to unalive anyone who changes his religion. But I would not have unalived them with fire because Allah's Messenger said, do not unalive people with the punishment of Allah.
Yeah, the only thing that was wrong with that was the fact that he.
So the companions could make mistakes, is what you're saying.
Jamil, they can make mistakes, but the mistake that was done was not killing the apostates.
It was using fire.
No, I'm just saying in general. The companions can make mistakes, is what you're saying, though.
If they have an ijma,
if they can make mistakes,
if they have an ijma,
every action is not supposed to take the context.
If they have an ijma,
you're saying this ijma.
The companions cannot be on dalala if there's an ijma.
Of course, the majority of the companions can't be on dalala. Of course, misguidance.
Simply wrong.
But I'm saying now, when you look at it, it's different. No, beliefs it's like a how should I say? It's a personal thing now. Back then, it was the same thing as the state. Betraying the state was treason.
Because we have hadiths about for example, let me give you an example. I'm trying to think. Remember the reference. 1 second. So yes, Ibn Taymiyyah says that the apostate is to be unalived regardless of if he is a fighter or not a fighter. The female apostate is to be unalived. The person who...
They would say the female apostate will be in prison, no? Was that not a belief? Well, I swear by God,
that is a minority opinion. That is a minority opinion.
So then it's invalid then. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're invalidating the minority opinion, and you're going for the majority, and then when I try to explain...
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because they do not have any basis within scripture to imprison her.
Yeah, he was okay. He's saying that the view that you should imprison them was a minority. He was disagreeing with the minority view. You're just not tracking. You're not listening.
Ibn Taymiyyah had views that were considered minority, and now it's considered the majority. The Hanbali school was considered small.
No,
right?
that is not.
Back
That is
in the
not
day.
how. That is not. Wait. That is not how it works. No. That is not how it works.
Okay.
Al-ijma' according to Ibn Taymiyyah only applies to the ijma' of the Salaf as-Salih.
Salaf as-Salihin, okay.
And the reason he gives that is because after the Salaf, the Ummah has gotten too big for an ijma' to be reached. So the only ijma' that is valid according to Ibn Taymiyyah is the ijma' of the Salaf.
Okay.
So again, he gives you the ijma' of the Salaf. The Salaf has agreed upon the fact that if a person leaves his religion, he's to be unalived. They do not say they have to be a fighter. They do not say.
You strayed a whole lot. You wanted the consensus. We brought you the consensus. The consensus is if somebody leaves the religion, they are to be executed.
When I'm talking about consensus, I'm talking about all four schools of thought, like a belief, like the belief in God, the belief in angels. There's not consensus on this like that. The belief, like, let me explain to you about the female. You know why there's a difference about female apostates? Do you know why? It was about men when they were like military age, right? They were military. The Muslims were at war, and there were people betraying them. Those people would say they were Muslim, come in, learn about it, basically like spying, and then they would apostate, leave, and this would lead to the death of Muslims. This would lead to like problems. So this is why they were executed if they wanted to do that. But it's like no context is added. If someone like what country happened? I think what country executed this? I think China. I know this completely right, but they execute spies. No, every country executes spies. No, imprison or execute them.
Yeah, maybe. Like, you do understand that ex-Muslims aren't spies, right? You do understand that when somebody says, I don't believe in Allah anymore, they aren't a fucking spy. So, it's a crazy debate going on here. You grabbing a source or some shit?
Hello? What was
Hello?
my? Am I lagging? Is my voice cutting out?
No, you just weren't talking.
Oh, I was talking. Oh my! I was talking to myself. Where'd I cut out? Like,
I said spy. I said that ex-Muslims aren't spies, and then from there was silence.
they don't need to be spies though. It's being
Yeah,
a
your
traitor
point
to the
though
nation.
was
You'll
that
be
all
executed. No,
countries execute spies, and I'm telling you
and
that
traitors.
they aren't spies. Somebody saying I don't believe in Allah anymore doesn't make them a dangerous, horrible person that needs to be executed for the safety of the people.
I mean, who's getting executed now? Can you tell me? Are you gonna say Saudi Arabia or something? Like, where
There's 11 different countries that still have apostasy laws.
that still applies that they actually do it? Are you
Yes,
gonna
they
bring up
still
Somalia as the one?
Yes, they still actually use. They still actually have apostasy laws. I don't think Somalia though. I don't think it's Somalia. Somalia, I know, has the age of consent down at 9, but that's a different topic.
I mean, the country has many problems.
Yeah,
it's not.
most of them are caused by Islam, but you know. Yeah, Afghanistan, Brunei, Iran, Malaysia, the Maldives, Matarina, I can't pronounce that, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, the United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. All of these states, all these countries still have capital punishment for apostasy. You will be murdered if you say, I don't believe in Allah anymore. Yes, it is still happening to this day. And to whose fault is that? Muhammad.
Peace be upon him.
Police be upon him. Correction.
Greatest person ever. Like, what the time frame he came from?
Who married and raped a 9-year-old?
Stop children from being buried underground. Stop honor killings.
Married and raped a 9-year-old.
Stop people from killing each other over tribes and getting robbed at night.
He
made
also
Arabs actually have honor.
Hold on, how are you gonna say that? Oh my god, look, he stopped killing over simply tribes, and then he started killing over simply religion. Jesus.
Okay, it's because it comes from a belief in God, though. That's the thing. Muslims believe in objective morality, where this is not the last life. There's going to be people going to be judged. No.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was draining. That was draining. That was devious. Yep, Muhammad randomly attacked people. He started child marriage up again. He made it far more prevalent than it was before. He reversed the age of consent down to nothing. There's no age of consent in Islam. Sure, this person wanted to come up. Come on up. We don't care what you say. It's what the scholars say, low bro.
Hello?
What are you? Or how old are you?
It doesn't matter. So you brought up the point of
Or how old are you?
It doesn't matter. I don't care. So you brought up the point of how like, I'm 15.
Okay, well if you can't answer how old you are, I'm just gonna move on. How old are you?
I'm 15.
You gotta be 18. Gotta be 18, low bro. It does matter. It's against TikTok rules. It's not a me thing. It's a TikTok thing. Baby Aisha is crazy. You'll be held accountable. I ain't getting held accountable for shit. Greetings, how old are you?
20 years old.
Alright, and are you Muslim?
Alhamdulillah, hell no. I dislike creepers in Minecraft and I dislike creepers IRL. But before you kick me out, I have a few questions, if you may answer them. First off, does the Quran state that it wants to conquer like the adjacent countries, like the Hadiths? Like
It doesn't say that explicitly, but there's multiple verses. I'm thinking 2 off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's more. Surah 2:193 and Surah 9:5, where it says that you should kill all the non-believers wherever you find them and fight until there are only Muslims in the world. So technically, not word for word, but kinda, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Like basically not word for word, but you can interpret it.
It's not even you can interpret. That's just what it says. Like certain 193 says you have to fight until there's no more persecution and until worship is to be acknowledged for Allah alone. literally telling you to fight the non-believers until there is only Muslims.
And that's in the Quran, or that's a hadith?
Yeah, that's Quran.
Oh, holy shit.
That's 93.
Okay, then my second question is, do you believe that Muslims in the West, who live in the West and maybe are born in the West, more specifically imams or scholars that are like let's just say take Islam seriously, they're not like hobby Islams, like I call them. Do you think they're practicing? Sorry, my English is very bad. Practicing taqiyya.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. It depends on if they lie to let people join it, but I don't know. I've seen a lot. I've seen a few American imams and just straight up saying like, "Yeah, kill everybody who isn't Muslim," and then just like got no repercussions for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you like name something specifically?
No, I've just seen videos of it online of like sheikhs who were in America who were saying things like, you know, yeah, if you're not a Muslim, it's in the Quran, we have to kill you, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, like, do you think like you live in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Do you think like someone like Mandami practices taqiyya?
I don't. Oh, Mamdani is there on Mamdani? No, I just don't think he's like just not a hardcore Muslim.
Well, yes, but I have also heard that, like, from other like ex-Muslims who are like running, like, how's his name? Sam. I don't know his last name, but he's a very like known ex-Muslim who preaches for Christianity. He is like saying that that Mandami is really hardly practicing taqiyya and stuff. That's why I wanted to
He's
ask.
not. He's barely a Muslim. His wife doesn't even wear hijab. Like they are not really like they're not
Oh.
hardcore Muslims. They're like they barely like they're just like yeah, alhamdulillah, Allah or whatever. They're not like really like hardcore Muslims or anything.
Oh, okay. I never
Like
knew
yeah,
that.
like I don't know. My thing is I wouldn't trust what Christians say about Muslims, and I wouldn't say what Muslims say about Jews. They all have an extreme fucking hatred for each other, and they will just say shit like genuinely just babble.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like, just look at the Middle East, like specifically Israel and Palestine. But anyways, my last question before I go off to make place for Muslims. Do you like get death threats from Muslims, or was your life threatened?
A few times here and there, yeah. It's not as consistent as ex-Muslims get, but I definitely do get it here and there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've had a few people threaten to dox me, and then they disappeared and never said anything. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, I hope you continue your work. I really, really love you, and like, not you know what I mean. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day.
You too. All right, bye bye. Khan says no compulsion in religion, and that verse was abrogated by Surah 9:5. Kill them wherever you find them. Your arguments fail. Yo, Benny, are you still here? Are you still here, Benny? Is Benny still here? Benny's the dude who's streaming my shit to YouTube. I'm not sure if Benny's still here. Because I was gonna hit a reset, but I'm not sure what that would do for my stream on YouTube. Where is Benny? Is Benny here? I might have to just tag him on Discord. Why don't you criticize Judaism? I criticize Christianity, which by proxy is Judaism. Like whenever I critique the Old Testament of Christianity, I'm critiquing Judaism as well. And I critique the Old Testament quite a lot, so I think it'd be in here. I'm just gonna. Um, I guess yeah, sure. We can continue debating while I'm still waiting for a response from Benny. Omar's been begging. I swear to God, if this is Andrea, I have criticized Judaism directly.
Yo.
Yo, how old are you?
I'm 18.
No, you're not. No, the fuck you're not. Also, yes, I have. I've directly criticized Judaism directly. Yes, I have. Like, I grant that you don't watch my content, you know? Like, cool. But I have. It's not often, but I have. Baby muzzies, go do your homework. That's what I'm saying. Well, shit, bro. I don't know. I might just reset anyways, and then hope that Benny notices and is like, okay, time to put that back on, or maybe I just don't have a YouTube stream anymore. If you're on the YouTube, come over to TikTok, cause I don't know how much longer I'll be on there on YouTube. Um, I'm a grand fucking debater, I think, to an extent. Um, yeah, if you're on YouTube, there's 81 people. Head over to TikTok. My TikTok is Marceline Reads or Marcy Reads Religion. Um, you come over here, you can see like the full screen too. The YouTube's kind of cooking me. The YouTube's kind of cooked. But yeah, you can come over here. You can debate. You can type in the chat. I'll actually be able to read it. Um, don't come over here to the stream just because I'm about to reset. But I'm saying like come over here, follow me. I'll reset, and then you can watch me on TikTok. Once again, for the people on the YouTube, I am, yes, Discord, sure. Marcy Reads Religion on TikTok. I will be back in a split second.